So I'm going to give you the the screen. You might have to download something small just to be able to share it. While you do that, I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of information going into it. Um, Sorry, one second. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through this website. Or actually, I'm going to have you go through the website and I'm going to kind of just be here as a resource. I'm going to have you look at the website. We kind of just want to see if it's working as we hope, or if like the flow is intuitive and the design is intuitive, everything about it. So this will take like 30 minutes, and I'm gonna just ask you to when I send you the website to like talk out loud and kind of tell me what you're seeing and what's catching your eye, if you like it, things, if you don't like things, if anything confuses you. We're testing the we're testing the website, so not you. So if you have anything negative to say, please tell us. We just want to use it to improve the site, and you won't be hurting our feelings. It'll be really helpful information, actually. So if you have any questions, I'm going to try not to answer them as we go along, just because like I said, I want to see how the website works as a new user, without someone here to like kind of answer your questions and walk you through it. But if you do have any questions still at the end, I'd be happy to answer them then. And I'm going to record this today. So with your permission, can you just give me verbal permission that I'm just going to record your voice and your screen, and that's okay with you? Hello? Are you still there? No, I can't hear you. Make sure your phone isn't on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
that's fine. So can you just give me verbal permission that you're okay with us just recording the screen and the chat that we're talking?
Yes.
Okay. So before I send you the website, I'm just gonna tell you now, it's a mock-up website, so it's not like a real functional website. Some things are clickable, but it's not like you can't like type, you can't click on everything. Um,
hmm
so just a warning there. And then I'm gonna ask you a few questions before we get there. So to start, you are a college student, right? And
Yes.
you go to Cornell?
I go to Michigan.
Michigan, sorry, I don't Michigan. And
hmm
what year are you?
I'm a senior.
Senior. And what's your major?
Information scientist.
Okay. And how many hours a week do you think you spend on the internet on average?
Oh my God. Probably like 6 hours a day.
Okay. And do you have any favorite websites or websites you're on a lot?
Um, I guess I use like Instagram on my computer a lot. Um, just Gmail, all like the Google products, Gmail, Google Cal, Google Docs. That's like my main things for school.
Hmm.
Um, Facebook, BuzzFeed. Yep.
Okay. So now I'm gonna send you the website, and like I said, just kind of look at the page, tell me what you make of it, what you think you can do
hmm
here. Whether you like things, whether you don't like things, or anything's confusing. And you can scroll up and down, but don't click on anything just yet.
Okay. Yeah, I concentrate in user experience design. So this is all
This is
very
definitely
familiar.
me, so you'll probably be very helpful. So I just sent you the link.
Is it just loading here?
Yeah, this is loading. This is Marvel is like the website we use to mock up the
Okay.
website. It's not our. Here you go.
Mm,
So just narrate what you're seeing, what stands out to you, what you like or dislike.
yeah. So, I mean, like, I haven't seen the website yet, but when we were like looking at the app, like everyone really liked the icons, kind of like graphics. It kind of made it like less texty and more visual, and
So
just you were able to like figure out what you were doing visually before having to read it. Um, the millions of documents, like question marks, I would maybe have like a docs icon instead of like a thought bubble.
mhm. Sorry, just
Um,
before we continue, you
yeah,
have seen the app. How
yes.
much time do you think you spent with the app?
Well, I'm in tummy. It's like really only when I'm in consulting. So
Yeah.
like a half hour a week.
So you're in the Spitball group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I mean, like I guess like the search bar is helpful. I don't think that anyone like really uses the mic icon to like talk to it, but I guess for usability issues, that could be good. I'm just scrolling down. Okay, like I recognize most of all these brands, but it doesn't look like anything could be clicked on. Are these all going to be clickable, or
Well, well, let me just like give that back to you. Do you think you would
yeah?
click on this stuff? Would you want it to be clicked on?
Um, yeah, I would want like these three bubbles to be clicked on: millions of documents, textbooks, homework help,
And
and then
where would you want those to go? Like what would you want to see if you clicked on those?
a home screen for documents, like a home screen for textbooks, a home screen for homework help. Just because I don't know like what to search for. Like, am I supposed to be searching for like Econ 101, the professor of Michigan? Am I supposed to be searching for like basic econ? So kind of like maybe within those deeper pages, something to guide me on my search. Like for textbooks, I guess like the search bar isn't so like it doesn't hold your hand enough in
Mhm.
terms of like telling you what to do. It's a little it's a little too big. Um, whereas like a website like Google, like that's too big, but everyone kind of knows that you're allowed to be that big.
Mhm.
Um, it's a little stuck. The site. It's not letting me scroll down. There we go. Yeah, like I would think it would be like a good idea if like study documents can like lead me to like a homepage for study documents or food and deals. Like I didn't see that in those icons above before. So like what is that?
Does
Same
that
for flashcards.
does that like confuse you or do you want to what do you mean what is that?
Um, like let me scroll back up to it. It says like find and discover exclusive shorts from offers from restaurants around your campus. Like I would assume that I could click on that, that it would ask for my location or that I would enter like my campus or my school. And then from that page, it would give me deals and tell me about restaurants.
So based on what you're seeing on this page, do you think you kind of have an
Mm-hmm.
understanding of what this website does? And if so, could you give me a summary?
Well, like my answer is probably more biased just because I know from Tamid, but just to be like a portal for like students to just like have all their like needs met in terms of school, in terms of what's going on campus. Um, yeah, I mean, like from what I interpret, this is just like a giant dashboard of like different content that I would need as a student. Kind of just like, aggregating all that information under one umbrella. But yeah.
So with the design and the features and the text on the screen, kind of how does this make working all together, how does this website make you feel?
Um, I think it's a lot. Like I think it could just be um, overwhelming. Like it's not so niche, but it feels like I could get like answers from here. and that I could like do better in school. But I would just like need to see like what's on the pages beneath these pages. You know,
So,
it seems like a one-stop shop.
so let's go back up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think would happen if you clicked on the search bar? Don't click it yet.
With no text in.
If you click the word search, if you clicked into the search bar.
Just like a blinking cursor would come up and it'd be a white bar.
Okay, go ahead and click on it and tell me what you're seeing and what you think of it.
Okay. I think that's like a good idea to have because kind of like what I was saying before would be like I had no idea what to type in. So I think like that is a good feature. And I could kind of like see how that you could get like pretty specific, you know, like job and marketing and NYC, that's pretty specific. So I think that's like a good idea.
So go ahead and click on these would be clickable on the website, but only one is right now. So go ahead and click on class notes and calculus, and then let's pause on that page for a second.
Okay. Okay.
So now I'm actually going to give you a task. So you are a Michigan student. So for this experiment, you're going to be a Michigan student and you're taking two classes, Econ 1100 and Stat 101. And I want you to personalize the results to those. So I'm going to send this to you in the chat so you can kind of have it written down.
Okay.
But I kind of want to see how easy it is and intuitive it is for you to go through and do that without me helping. So I'm going to kind of just sit back and watch you. And if you need any help, I can help you, but I'm going to try not to.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, sorry. Also, because it's a mock-up, you can't type, so it just autofills for you.
Yep, no problem. Doesn't matter which one I click on or.
Well, I want you
I see. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So did you notice that ad course?
No.
Once you did notice it, did you know what its function was?
Yes.
Would you have added it if you were just looking for your own classes and one didn't show up? Would you have thought to add your own class?
I think I'd be like a little hesitant too because I'm like, why would I do this if there's clearly nothing behind it?
Mm-hmm.
But if I was like committed to using this site, then I definitely would. I would have noticed. It would just taken me a second longer.
So what did you think about that process?
That was good. I think that like most students and like me included wouldn't like scroll through all the options, but it was good to have them listed there because then I saw like what format you wanted them in.
Mm-hmm.
Just because there's so many courses that like start with A, for example, like I wouldn't scroll down to E. So like typing it was good, and like I know that it was just a mock-up, like autofill would be helpful there as well. And then for adding Stat 101, it would have taken me like one more second to realize that there was an add button. But again, like I said before, like I would probably be hesitant to, you know.
If one of your courses wasn't there, so let's say you were in Stat 101 and it wasn't there, would you feel a little bit uneasy about the website, or how would that make you feel about this website?
I would just feel like, oh, this website doesn't have what I want, or it's not thorough enough. You know, it only has for econ like 1100. It doesn't have it all my classes. Um, yeah, I think that people kind of want to see that like they're taken care of through the website, or like that they have to do. They're here so they could save time and do less work, and it just seems like why do I have to be the one to spearhead the Stat 101 part on this website?
So what would you do from here, from the screen?
I would click done.
Okay, so now on the screen, kind of, again, walk me through what you're seeing, what you think of it, just narrate your thought process, what stands out to you.
Well, I could tell that I'm on the study documents tab just because like that part's underlined. Um, and I could see like what other tabs I could go to, and I see like what part of the site I'm in. Um, I'm like confused a little what I'm looking at, even though it says class notes and calculus. Like nothing on the left-hand column is checked off. Um, so like I don't see the correlation between that and what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like good to see like I think what people like is like the source of where their notes are coming from and a little preview.
So in each item, what do you think
Mhm.
about the way it looks and what information you're getting?
I think that like the preview part of it is a good point, as well as like the source. Like if it just says calculus, I'm like, calculus what? Like I need a little more specific. And like the description pulled from Cliff Notes isn't making me want to click on it because I'm like homework calc and calculus, like the specific calculus lesson I'm working on this week probably won't be hidden in there. Whereas like tangent and normal lines is something more that I would want to see. But I also maybe would be a little hesitant to click on it because I don't know what study soup is.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think would happen if you clicked on that red flashcards button?
It would take me to like the flashcards page with like a similar left hand column here, and kind of like a similar outlook like this.
What would you see on the screen?
Um, Similar to like this layout, like I would say preview of a flashcard and then calculus with the description and then the source. Just kind of like be similar to study guides, but just in a different format.
So right now,
And then I could click on it.
right now you're looking at class notes and calculus.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you wanted to specify that you want class notes in Calc 102. How would you go about that? Like your class Calc 102, how would you go about that?
I would click it here.
So go ahead and do that. Careful of that back button.
Yeah.
And kind of tell me what you think of this page.
Yeah, no, it looks good. Like I could tell that I'm in Calc 102 because of this button. But also I could see that, I don't know if this is just part of mock-up, that like none of the documents are updated.
Yeah, sorry. That's just because they're not real results right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now go ahead and click on the flashcard button up top and again, walk me through what you're seeing, what you think of it.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I think that was like a very smooth transition. Like it kept my Calc 102 thing, and if I wanted out of it, like if I wanted to see flashcards from out of class, I think it'd be clear for me to do it. Yeah, it looks good.
Great. So this is actually the last page I wanted to go through with you, but I do have a few more questions. And once I'm done with mine, if you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer yours as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so now that you've seen all these pages, I'm going to ask a few of the same questions because you've seen a little bit more. So
Mhm.
How does this website make you feel?
Um, Makes me feel like I could maybe find my answers here as long as they're there. I'm like a little hesitant to believe that they're there. Um,
What would make
but
you believe that they're there if you just saw
what
results?
what would make me what?
You said you're hesitant to believe that they're there.
Yeah.
Like, what would kind of clear up that air and make you sure that you could find something?
I guess if it was like university specific or like professor specific, um, like Calc 102 means a lot of different things in a lot of different schools. Um, so if I was able to as a Michigan student or do it's say like Calc 102 at University of Michigan,
So
um,
when you went
then
through and added, you clicked on University of Michigan and then clicked on your
oh
classes.
yes,
Did you not kind of like, did that not make it clear that this was specific to Michigan?
no, like I totally forgot about that um, part of it. I think that maybe like I mean, I guess like once it's not in the mock-up and I click on Calc 102 flashcards, I'll be able to see like Professor, John,
Hmm.
um, like in the description more of, but maybe like a reminder that like, or like an icon that I'm logged into like the U of M portal would be helpful.
Um, sorry, just a second.
Mm.
So would you, on a website like this, would you want to create a profile or add your email or just like create an account?
Um, yeah, like if I was using it, I wouldn't want to click University of Michigan each time, and I wouldn't want to click like like I wouldn't want to add all my classes. Like I would expect if I make a profile, I would add my classes once and kind of be able to flip between classes and then from there flip between study guides, flashcards, tutors, textbooks. Yeah, I would want to create an account.
And so, how do you feel about the if you were to click on one of these results, it would open up
Mm.
into like let's say the top one, it's Quizlet.com. It would open up a new tab into Quizlet. How do you feel about that?
That kind of feels not good because it's like I could have just typed into Google flashcards, tangent and normal lines, econ 102 UMesh, and I would have gotten the same result.
Hmm.
Um, like it kind of feels like I took another step in between this and Google.
And would you ever use something like this on your phone?
Um, Personally, like I'm not a big phone like app user unless it's for like the big things. Like I have Snapchat, Facebook, but I really don't use like small apps.
Hmm. So, would you want to use if you were to use it on your phone? Would you use a browser version, or would you want to use an app?
I would use a browser version.
And do you currently pay for any of like the Chegg, Course Hero? Do you have accounts or pay for any of them?
No.
Is that like because you don't find the need, or what? Why don't you pay for any of them?
Yeah, I don't find the need. I don't find that like my friends are doing it. It's popular, kind of like if I do need that information, it's a lot easier and obviously cheaper for me to get it by like friends and just word of mouth. A lot of things get like passed down anyways from friend to friend.
Hmm.
Um, and like, yeah, I never really felt like I needed to pay for it. I feel like people who do is kind of like last resort. I don't know.
Okay. So that was actually my last question. So do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay.